All right, I've got Michonne here. Michonne, wow, her real name is Danai Gurira, our very own Hollywood superstar. Forgive me for being starstruck, but I think you'd be starstruck as well. Danai, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Great, thanks. Good to have you on Serious Talk.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Great. How is it being a superstar in the Hollywood?
I have no idea. I mean, you might have to go ask Brad and Angie.
No, we're asking Danai. I want to know from Danai.
No idea.
Okay, cool.
I'm just trying to get through my day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people
I
ask
just
for your autograph and stuff and ask to get photos with you, right?
Yeah.
So you are a celebrity. You are a superstar in Hollywood.
Wow.
What has that done for you? You know, playing that character, playing Michonne, and what has that done for Danai?
I mean, it's been a blessing. Firstly, I really have to say I love the people I work with, and that is really the most important part of the experience. Whether or not there, 14 million people watching it or 4 million, it's really how are you experiencing going to work every day. And I love the people, from the showrunner, Scott Gimple, to all of the producers, to the amazing cast, led, wonderfully by Andy Lincoln. And that's really what makes me really happy about having this job, is that there's such an amazing group of writers putting the stories together and such an amazing crew on the ground. Guy Greg Nicotero, who does all that amazing makeup. He's also a director now, and he's an amazing director. So it's an amazing thing to go to work every day. Everyone's really awesome.
Nice,
that's the best part about it.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's a great working environment
It's
when
a
you're
great
filming and all that?
Oh, yeah. It's really awesome.
Do you guys laugh and joke?
Oh, yeah, a ton. We goof off a lot.
The series is so intense. It's like scary the whole time. You're thinking, oh my gosh, ew.
Yeah.
You guys laugh a lot?
We do. We laugh a great deal.
That's cool. I think you need that, though.
We do need it, and I think we're all actually really goofy. Like that's what's funny, is we play these very intense, serious characters, but we're all very goofy and very funny. Stephen Yeun is hilarious. Yeah. Lauren Cohen is really seriously funny. So it's like we're all really funny people. I mean, Chad Coleman, very funny. So we have a blast.
Now, coming back to Danai, let's put your character aside for a bit. Coming back to Danai, growing up in Zimbabwe, in the States and in Zimbabwe.
Well, I grew up here.
Yeah?
Yeah. From grade 1 to upper 6.
You were born in Iowa, yeah?
Yeah, but I was here from grade 1 to upper 6. So.
Grade 1 to upper 6?
Yeah.
So you're purely Zimbabwean?
Pretty much, yeah.
I thought you were like, we get these people that are like, they grew up in the States, but they've got a Shona name, so they'll come back and claim I'm Zimbabwean, but they know nothing about Zimbabwe.
No, I was here. I went to Groombridge, I went to convent. I won Stedford contests in that bite hole at Prince Edward. You're not going to ask me. I'm just going to tell I want to speak like my grandmother.
No, you're
I
good.
can't.
You're good. You can communicate.
Yeah, I can communicate.
No, that's cool. So, let's talk about your play now. The play that you're premiering in Harare this week.
Yes, The Convert.
The Convert.
Yes.
What's it all about? No, without spoiling. But
yes,
what's the plot?
The Convert deals with it's a historical fiction play that has already been done in the States quite extensively,
and won some awards.
Yeah, it's which is kind of shocking. I wrote it really as really something I was really enjoying for myself. I sort of put myself in a real hermit writer place, just me and my research and my writing, and really cut myself off from the world for a couple months. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care if no American ever picks this up, but I'm enjoying it. And it was something like, it was a 3-act play, sort of modeled after how like Ibsen's plays are written and Shaw, but it was written for an African girl protagonist to see her journey through the 1890s, that first Chimurenga struggle, but from the perspective of people who were actually had aligned themselves with the church, and with the church that, of course, was white-led. So they were in a very conflicted moment when the struggle happened. And so I decided to create a story from that perspective. And it was a lot of different journeys to get to that story, because I was like, maybe I should make it all about this one girl, because the research was fascinating. You find out that, like, the Catholic Church was, the Jesuits were very connected to Rhodes, and they were doing their own work, but then Rhodes, he came up north with them, and when he created Salisbury and gave them Chishawasha mission area, and they had all these converts. And
you must have gotten a really good history lesson.
I did. It was fascinating stuff. Wow. And, like, there are arguments about how Mbuyana went down. Like, some say that she was dancing and singing to the ancestors as she, went to the gallows, and some say she was screaming and crying hysterically. You know, so you're like, what?
Ah, so who's telling the truth here?
Right. And
Yeah.
so it was a really fascinating journey. And I said, I'm putting Sean on this play. I don't care if Americans don't want it. And then I did like 20 minutes of it at the theater that our visiting American director, Adam Imivar, is from. And his boss, who's a very renowned director, playwright in America, was like, I want to do that play. And I was like, really? Okay.
This Sean a play?
Yeah. And it sort of took
cool.
off. It took off in the States. And
Wow.
so it had to come home. I had to bring it home, and so I brought it home through my organization with patients, Tawengwa Almasi Arts.
Yeah. How did it feel for you getting all those accolades in the States for this play that you wrote thinking I'm writing something to fulfill my own need to find out my history about you know, my people? How did it feel getting appreciated in the States?
It was great. I mean, it was really kind of lovely, and you're just thankful for it. I mean, for me, the most beautiful thing is when I see actors of African descent get to do a big juicy role, because that doesn't happen all the time, even in the States. It really doesn't happen all the time. So to get to see that and see the people excel through a story I've written and find their own, you know, shining light through it, that to me is really one of the key joys.
Yeah. Now, you playwriting, you know, for theater. Are we going to see you writing for the big screen?
Absolutely. I'm working on that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then on the acting side, any blockbusters coming?
Blockbusters, no. I tend to end up doing more quiet films. The last film I did it just came out in September, called Mother of George.
Yes.
And it's very much, it's a film that actually ended up having a lot of mass appeal in the States, which we didn't expect, and got a lot of really great attention. But I tend to not end up doing a lot of blockbusters. I'm actually quite open to it. It just has to be the right fit, because I'm quite comfortable with the word no.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd
so
say
we'll
no.
see.
No, Tom Cruise can wait. Nah. I'm not gonna nah.
Well, he hasn't come along yet. We'll see. We'll see. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it, you know. But it really is about, does it feel like a great project to be a part of? You know what I mean? And you know, I guess the closest I've done was my Wes Craven film that I did, which, you know, he tends to do big films.
Yeah.
But the other films I've done have been a little on the quiet side. The Visitor and Three Backyards, and they tend to be quieter. So. And I love those films.
Walking Dead is not quiet though.
The Walking Dead isn't quiet. See, that's enough noise. So I like to do quiet films because I have enough noise in my TV job.
All right,
but
cool.
I'm very open to a good blockbuster. Why not?
And I know you're really busy, and we need to, you know, we've stolen you from set, and you're running around, and you need to get back there.
Quelling fires.
I really need to know before you got when you got the role for Walking Dead. First of all, how did you get it, and how much training did you have to get for you to be able to swing that sword all over the place?
I mean, I got it just from sheer, you know, I was just a hard-working actor that some people knew of. Not a ton of people, but some. And the woman who casts for The Walking Dead was a fan of my work. And so when this job came around, she'd already known my work. She'd already got me a couple other TV jobs, like Lie to Me and things like that. So when she heard of this role, she wanted me to come in, because she said, you're really great for this job.
Wow.
And then, you know, I had to fight my way through it. I mean, there were other girls who were great for it too, and right down to this final thing called a test, where you know, you go and audition in front of the network and all the producers, and you're sitting with the girls you're competing with in the waiting room. Jeez. Yeah, it's no joke.
Was there
and
any
I came
cat
out of
fights?
No. We actually, you know, we're all very cool to one another,
cool.
because we all understand we all just want the job, but we're not trying to kill each other. So it was actually great
Nice.
to come out victorious, but it was a journey. And yeah, I did have to train for the sword. I still do training with the sword. It's an ongoing thing. Some of the stuff I come up by myself. Some sequences I'm like, I've thought it out, this is what we're doing, and they're like, oh, great, cool. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't know, what should I do?
Do you ever get grossed out while you're on set?
Yeah.
Like with all those dead people and slashing off heads and all
Yeah,
that?
but it's fun. I like getting grossed out. We have a good time. Last year, Greg Nicotero, he always comes up with grosser and grosser stuff. So last year it was like, you know, there were some zombies that had been burnt, but you know, that doesn't kill them. So we called them the Crispies, because he made their skin all like charred. It was disgusting.
That is so gross.
And our first AD was, she was in the Marines. She's a tough lady. And she was like, look, I'm grossed out. And we know when she's grossed out, it's gross, you know. But it was, it's fun. I love it. I love when I'm most grossed out when I have to get the guts on me, like happened last season. And I tore open the guy's stomach and all the guts fell on me. And I had to wear the guts for 2 episodes. That was gross. That was gross. Yeah.
Anyway, Danai, I think we've been grossed out enough. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
joining
me.
us on Serious Talk. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Me for mine too.
And all the best in your play that's premiering and all the blockbusters that you're writing. And, you know, the Tom Cruise movie that you're going to act in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's Tom calling. I got to get that.